This up because I want to drive home the point that this is not about politics. It's not about Democrat Rick Kriseman getting upset over Republican policies. This is not a partisan issue. This is about doing the right thing. Florida has 1,200 miles of sandy beaches, numerous theme parks, thousands of hotels, nearly 500,000 hotel rooms. Today, Florida is still one of the best places to visit. For our residents, it's still one of the best places to explore and enjoy a staycation. The online travel companies provide an important and affordable product, and they make a lot of money. Now, I don't fault them for that. In fact, I wish I made more money. But like every other business and citizen of this state, they have an obligation to pay those taxes due and owing to the state. And as many of you already know, that isn't what they've been doing. The OTCs have avoided remitting taxes to the state for a long time now. Close to $500 million and for more than 10 years. Some have estimated it's even more than that. Their objective has been, as explained in their own internal documents, to, quote, resist, delay, and make it as difficult as possible for any state to require us to collect occupancy tax. It should be clear to everyone that they owe us the money. In fact, they've already settled dozens of lawsuits around the state of Florida, paying millions of dollars in damages and interest to Florida counties. In state court in Georgia, the special master, in his ruling that Expedia owed taxes to the city of Columbus, said, "One cannot be aware that the law imposes a duty upon him and yet be ignorant of it, misunderstand the law, or believe that the duty does not exist. There is a difference between the legitimate arrangement of one's core affairs so as to minimize taxes and sham transactions designed to camouflage the actual situation. In the U.S. District Court case of City of San Antonio versus Hotels.com, a 12-member jury returned a unanimous decision against the OTCs, with the court holding that, quote, after reviewing the ordinances and the evidence herein, the court has also concluded that the hotel occupancy tax should be assessed on the total retail price paid by the consumer in every OTC transaction. So, where are we today? First, since learning more about this issue and reading Expedia's internal documents, I've been laser focused on making sure that our state is doing all we can to collect the back taxes owed and the correct taxes going forward. I've had numerous conversations with the Department of Revenue, and I've written Attorney General Pam Bondi 3 different letters asking for her position on this issue and what steps she would be taking to collect those sums owing to the citizens of the state of Florida. In response to letters 1 and 2, Attorney General Bondi thanked me for my 2 letters, noting, quote, I have read your letters and appreciate learning your views. That was it. No mention of any action by her office against the OTCs. Letter 2, which was in response to my 3rd letter, was not sent to me by the Attorney General, but rather by Kimberly Case, Director of Legislative Affairs. She too thanked me for, quote, my perspective on the matter. She also mentioned that the AG and Cabinet will be receiving a proposal from the Department of Revenue on possible rulemaking. Other than that, there was no mention of any further action by the Attorney General's office on this matter. Now, when I spoke with the Department of Revenue, I was told that they were unsure of the clarity of the law and were waiting for direction from the Cabinet on whether they should collect the taxes owed. Apparently, when it comes to the OTCs, waiting for direction is all the Department of Revenue is doing. In fact, during the Cabinet meeting of June 16, 2011, Department of Revenue Executive Director Lisa Vickers said, quote, I think people have spent a lot of time debating on whether it should be taxable or not. And we really haven't looked at the statute and said, okay, this is the statute we've got. Does it apply or not? Why? Isn't that your job? On January 25th, on page 11 of the Department of Revenue's Standard Industry Guide, it contained a detailed breakdown on why the .com travel companies, or the OTCs, owe taxes to the state. Why does that page now look like this? When 250 local governments and 16 other states around the country have all filed suit against the OTCs to collect past due taxes, our Department of Revenue has done nothing. Maybe that's not entirely fair. You see, our Department of Revenue is very vigilant in pursuing those who fail to pay their taxes when that violator is an individual or a small business.